First one out is convention. So this is about taking a look at your foundation. Make sure that you're on a good foundation, not living on a life that is false. This gives you the opportunity to change things. This is a card about endings. So perhaps there's something that you're thinking about of changing, but maybe you have a little hesitation. This is giving you a new opportunity to start off clean, perhaps to relocate as far as homes, maybe even within your mind, your own mind of how you feel and see things. This also takes you out of the norm. So if you're sort of stuck in like a cookie patterned kind of life or situation, you know, where everything's sort of the same, this is where you can break free of that. It's convention. You're sort of starting something new and going outside of the box, perhaps. Okay, which is not a bad thing, guys. And I think that in this time, this day and age, we sort of have to shift out of what we thought was good. Okay, so then generosity, and so this is where we come out of the 3D. As far as when I say 3D, it's the plane that we live in. It's tied to materialism, it's tied to money, ego, I'm right, you're wrong, that kind of thing. With the generosity and the convention together, this is where you let go of that rigid kind of, like I said, cookie cutter kind of life, and you start being more humble. You start helping others. There's this time that's coming, they say in the near future, where we're really letting go of the money and egotistical things, and it's going to be about humanity and who's gonna you know, who's gonna help you, you know. So let's see what this one is. Appreciation. So see, becoming more humble. You will get blessings. Maybe you are this kind of person that is you found a life purpose to help other people. But with this, it's going to bring you this sort of abundance to start over. This is change with the appreciation. So maybe you're coming outside of ego and you're learning how to manifest positivity for you. You have endurance. So see, this is that energy that I feel that we're being pulled away from materialistic stuff and perhaps the upside down world that is trying to sort of take us into their grip. You know what I mean? This is where you really have to have thick skin and really fight. Stand up for yourself. Fight for your freedoms. Okay. Let's see. And then you also have flirtation. So see, through this darkness that you might be going through right now, or in the near future it might start unfolding for you, you have to have some kind of flirtation. And the flirtation card is about keeping a happy spirit and making sure that you pull yourself out of perhaps darkness or things that you think are crashing down. But if you stay positive and happy within yourself, this is about creating inner peace for you. Then you're going to be okay. See, there's balance. There's that sense of happiness. But I think we're trying to break out of the mold and really become a little bit more humanitarian. And this is really where you're going to change. Things are changing rapidly. Let's see what's at the top of the deck. So you have domination. And see, this is where this comes from with the convention. What has been dominating you? Have you been living a life of free will, choosing your what you want to do? No one else has your free will unless you give it to them. So have you been dominated by what? Religion, by society, by government, by another person, a dominant person, maybe a manipulative kind of relationship you're in, whether it's work, family, or love. That's something you're trying to break free from, or what really spirit is trying to break us free from. And then at the bottom, so publicity. This is another card of change. So this ties into the endurance where you have to stand up for something, and you might have to say it publicly, meaning you got to come out of the old regime, the old diagram, like the old paradigm, and really create new, but you might have to voice it here publicly. You know what I mean? In other words, making a stand for yourself, whatever the situation might be. It really does tie into a lot of what's going on in the world today. Okay, so take it as it resonates for you today. I am going to go a little deeper and see what these mean for you, but definitely keep a light air about you, you know. Try to stay happy. I mean, I just feel like a lot of things are going to start evolving soon, and you might sort of lose grip or just see things that you just didn't quite think would ever happen in our lifetime. So, and if you don't think that this affects you or your twin, you got another thing coming. Because what's trying to happen is, in the world, the way things are happening right now, the divine masculine energy is sort of being ripped away from us. But really, you have to have a balance of divine femme and divine masculine. You just can't have one. You know, it's two-sided. So this is where we sort of have to fight for divine masculine to sort of be balanced. You know what I mean? Let's see what the reading tells us a little bit more. That's just what I'm seeing, guys. Convention, please. What is the convention? And so this is definitely where things are falling. They're shifting, and it's trying to break you free of that square that you live in, that box. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you have the Ten of Swords, the Fool, and the Queen of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So you see, this is, are you tied to a toxic relationship? Are you tied to something that doesn't ground you, something that doesn't serve you anymore? You really need that risk, that plunge to break free from that Ten of Swords. And it is a 10, so that is really saying it's changing. It's going to change rapidly, guys. But then with the Queen of Coins, it's really this energy of being grounded. Is this where you're needing to go towards? So I just feel like the throat chakra is acting up as I'm speaking. Maybe you're going towards the Queen of Coins, okay? This is really a powerful position in that sense that there's compassion, there's generosities, there's this sense of being down to earth. The Queen of Coins is really here to really help others. And that's where I get that sense of maybe needing to reach out to help people, or you asking for help, okay? This is really, if you're talking about environmental things, this is where, this is where you have to sort of manifest a nurturing kind of environment. To all living things, no matter what they are, animal, human, whatever plant, so it's a very deep reading, I feel, today already. So is this a person that you need to sort of submit to? And it's very hard because of ego, because you've been sort of taught one thing and you just find it very hard to go out of that box, I don't know if that's because of you feel like you're obligated to the situation, whatever that might be. Okay, let's see. Queen of Coins. What is the Queen of Coins, please? What is the Queen of Coins? The Star card and the Moon. So see, it's that fear. You have this pull towards something that is generous and loving and nurturing and grounding, and that is that Star card. It's a spiritual connection. But yet there's a lot of vulnerability, perhaps because you've never felt it, or it's out of the norm for you. So this is where you go outside of the norm and experience the situation, but yet it's tied to fear. This could be fear in that sense of you just don't know how to let go of your ego, or it could be fear of just maybe not being good enough or having self-doubt. This also could be an awareness, like meaning like something telling you to be aware of a situation. So in other words, wake up and pay attention to your intuition as far as this Queen of Pentacles. Is it where you're trying to get yourself to, or is this where you gotta lay down something in order to get with this person or in this situation. Something like that, guys, okay? Maybe it's a warning, I feel, to pay attention. To pay attention how your gut really feels. What is the Fool? What is the Fool, please? What is the Fool? I want to know, what is the Fool? So you have the Eight of Wands. See, taking that risk, taking that action, communication, maybe traveling to, maybe there's messages coming in for you in that sense of real messages like texting, email, even communication in person, something like that. Okay, this is this sort of rapid kind of energy that's I'm feeling like as far as making you move towards something. What is the Ten of Swords, please? What is the Ten of Swords? But see, whoever this is, whether it's you or your person, you've been stuck in this place of being confined with society, with religion, whatever that might be, okay? So you got the Six of Pentacles and the Sun. So have you been stuck in a place where with the Six of Coins and the Sun, it's like you've been very generous in that situation where you're at, but you've been sort of backstabbed? This is the awareness that's coming in from the Moon, telling you, be aware of the situation. You're keeping yourself blocked in a place where you're giving too much and somebody's taking sort of your kindness and really not appreciating it. So this is where the masculine really needs to somehow heal and become balanced and take back your masculinity. That's what this is saying, guys. Masculine has been tied in this sort of box where they can't move out of maybe control or what people think you ought to do. You're living for someone else, okay? And you're being quite generous, but you're being taken advantage of is what I see here. So, yeah, let's see what the rest have to tell you. I think that is the warning that is coming through with the Moon as far as fear. When I did meditation before this reading, I heard it's hard for people to chalk up things as a failure and really to let go of ego, to sort of let go of ego, realize you made a mistake or followed the wrong thing. And that's what's holding us up as a society and as far as a human race kind of thing, okay? So let's see here. What is number 5? Generosity. And so this is where we have to break free from that pattern of everything is material, you know? So look at that. You got the Six of Cups. You got the Six of Cups and the Chariot. So this change that's going to happen over here, it's something that we've been stuck in for so long that Spirit is trying to get us out of it, okay? And it's going to get us to this place where we can balance that energy where I told you divine masculine and divine feminine. You have to have both. You have to sort of have that loving and that sort of assertiveness kind of energy. It can't be offset. So the Chariot is bringing this to alignment. It's creating freedom. It's creating the free will, that sense of energy that makes you move, which I felt with the Eight of Wands and the Fool, taking that risk. Is this coming back to your kindred spirit? Is this to healing your inner childhood kind of trauma, sort of resetting things so you can start over again? This could be love. This could be somebody returning for you or you to them, okay? This does denote a past lover, okay? But it also could definitely mean that you're sort of being called to go to a simpler place, a place of not having, you know, this sort of feeling of being trapped in something that you don't want to be in, okay? What is the Six of Cups, please? Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. Okay. The King of Pentacles. So now we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Is that the match, guys? Is that your soulmate, your twin flame? What is the Chariot? What is the Chariot, please? You sort of have to humble yourself to have this. That's what this card means. The generosity, you have to humble yourself. You have to acknowledge that you did wrong things or maybe have forgiveness. to be able to get to the Six of Cups. And there will be balance. It will happen. See, I'm telling you, Five of Swords. Whoever this is, whether it's you or your person, you gotta sort of surrender to this, and let it happen. In other words, you give yourself a free pass. You pat yourself on the back and say, okay, I've learned my lessons and now I'm straight. What is the Chariot, please? What is the Chariot? What is the Chariot? So you got the Ace of Coins and the Queen of Cups. You got a new beginning here. You got a beginning of love, intuition, compassion, a sense of free flowing. Definitely that sense of you just know where you want to go. You're not questioning. You believe. Maybe you're believing in yourself. And this is what needs to happen in order for you to get straight and get into that Six of Cups, if that makes sense, okay? Maybe this is you. Maybe this is your person. You got to take it as it resonates. It is a general reading. But I do feel like there's just something that is pulling you to somebody who's just very loving. And maybe for a long time you've been tied in a relationship or a situation with the Ten of Swords that just sort of kept you stuck there and betrayed, okay? But this is where you surrender to this love. I definitely do feel the Queen of Cups in this reading. It's not a person, it's the spirit of the Queen of Cups. Like, you're being drawn to your twin because this person is grounding, they're generous, it's true love, and there is an opening. There's a brand new beginning available for you two people that are coming together, okay? You may have to help each other, you may have to help friends also, they keep saying, okay? I want to know, let's see, appreciation. Appreciation. So if you're lacking appreciation or abundance or grace, this is where you go inside, you meditate, you connect to spirit, you connect to the earth, and really be thankful, okay? There are hardships that are going to be coming, but if you prepare now, you'll be able to handle it when it comes here, okay? Let's see. I don't always like to say things because I don't want to cause like mass mayhem, but it's almost like you got to prepare. You got to prepare for something. If you look at the world and what it's happening in the world, everything that's happened, that they're doing man-made weather, man-made manipulation, all that kind of stuff, it's going to have effect on us in the future. So when I look at this picture, they're just telling me prepare. And what do you see in this basket? It's food. So you might need to start preparing for food, okay? That's just something they're telling me on a mass scale. But see, Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands, this is really letting go of your obligations, of what you think you have to do. As far as a strict kind of like way of being, okay? This is where you have to sort of surrender to yourself and listen to your gut and let go of things that you just can't change. You can't change people. You sort of have to accept that, you know, you've gone through a lot of difficult things, but once you do that, it's like you don't carry that into the future. You sort of start over again, okay? Let's see here. The Ten of Wands, please. The Ten of Wands. So the Three of Wands, this allows you to sort of, when you let go of these wands, these obligations, the regrets, the things that caged you in, you're able to move forward to the things that you've been trying to manifest. And it's going to be a better place that you take yourself. But I do feel you're going to have some resilience there, okay? Perhaps there's been things that you've been manifesting or trying to manifest and they haven't quite appeared in front of you yet, you know, and you lose patience. But this is really a choice that you need to make, which involves a risk. Meaning with this card here and the Ten of Swords up here, you've taken a risk to let go of this stuff. That's why you have two tens. You have the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. There is a risk that has been taken in order for you to move forward with this Three of Wands, and that is letting go of all these wands that sort of been like little dents in your soul, you know. So when you do that, then you can have all the things that you've waited for come in as far as results, and it's been worth the while. Okay. So keep a focus on that dream, on that vision. You see, he's looking at the ship. So really keep focus on that dream and that vision that you want to come in for you. And keep appreciating. Even if you go through a struggle, keep appreciating and just visualize that. What I see this message as is that coming together as a collective and just raising the energy, you know. And us as twin flames, we really do have the power to do that. It's all in your mindset. And if you think that a lot of the stuff that is happening in the outside and the environment doesn't affect you and your twin, you're wrong. It really is. You can't just focus on the love that you have for this person. You have to see what's happening on the outside, because it does make a dent in your life. Okay. Let's see here. See the Two of Coins, and that's where you could be questioning things, you know. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Endurance. Endurance, please. What is the endurance? Endurance. This will change. This will help you. This will help you to have a stronger core. And you might be fighting it, because I see these two cards when in reverse. You might be fighting it, whatever they are. See, holy crap. The Hierophant and the Justice. So are you not giving yourself that sense of karmic justice? Are you fighting this? Are you... Excuse me. See, when I start speaking negatively, or maybe something they don't want you to hear, they start closing up my throat chakra. You got the Hierophant in reverse and the Justice in reverse. So this is you maybe battling. Are you battling yourself to see the truth, the light, to change what society has told you, to believe differently, in the Justice in reverse as well? Because see, there is some kind of karmic justice trying to come in for you that will create balance, but in reverse, it's almost as if you disbelieve and you're struggling with yourself to believe this situation. Or is this you wrestling with yourself, you know, in that sense of keeping yourself in that stagnant energy. Okay. Yeah, and maybe you know, as hard as it is for me to say this, on a mass scale with the Hierophant in reverse, they've sort of taught us to believe in the wrong kind of God and the wrong spirit, you know. It's been more of a 3D kind of thing that we've been following, and we might be wrestling because that's what we've been taught, you know. It's what you're finding it hard to change because it's what's been in our face for such a long time. So I definitely do feel like this is where you have to go in deep meditation, ask questions, that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, so it's like, I definitely do feel this is where you're going to get your karmic justice if you let go of this kind of uneasiness and take a spiritual role for yourself, meaning learning spirituality on a whole different level than you're used to. What is the Hierophant in reverse? So all your beliefs are just sort of, they're crashing down, guys. And you have the great thing about it is that they're crashing down, but you have the opportunity to recreate in peace and something humble. Okay, so see, Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is where we're at. We're in this fork in the road, and you just don't know where to go. But what Spirit and God is really trying to do is trying to really release us and allow us to ascend so that we can really go into that promised land. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to say a lot because I mean, they'll start buffering my sound. They'll start when I upload, I can see when they're nicking some of the things that I say. In other words, they sort of run them together, and sometimes I don't know, it's hard to really come out here on this platform and just be honest. but I try to do it as well as I can. And I always do pray to ask to give you guys guidance that will come through me, you know. So I hope this is making sense, because we are at this period of all the bad things are really going to be taken off, and we have the opportunity to make them what we really want in our soul. Okay, it's moderation, it's peace, it's forgiveness, it's comfort, it's health, it's abundance, whatever that is. Give me one more card for endurance. And then we got the Nine of Cups. You get the wish fulfillments, you get the peace, you get the serenity, the abundance, the love, whatever that is for you. You're gonna get your prayers answered. Okay, that's pretty much what they're telling you, but you have to sort of be on your feet and make sure you're following the right thing, not the bad thing. Okay, so I want to know, how does the story end for today, please? Okay, so the Devil. And see, what are you attached to? Yeah, this is a big one. But see, with this one, it's almost as if you have a recognition of it. Okay, the Devil. Okay, and then see, laying down the toxic stuff, the 3D stuff, the materialism, the lies, the manipulation. Maybe you've let somebody else take control, and this is where we take that leap of faith with that Six of Cups, and you rush in. Oh my gosh, like seriously, I hope this makes sense. I have to sit back and listen to it, because